9th of April 2023. In this news flash, I'm going to talk about that story of Zelensky's visit to Poland and the discussions he had with the Polish president and the talks of a federation between Poland and Ukraine. I have discussed this in a Skidmark I did in last year of a Russian soldier's letter to his mother. I suggest you go and look on my channel and find that video and look at it, because there's a lot of things that the guy discussed there that is now beginning to play out. Now, before I begin with the news flash, look at this map and you will see it is Ukraine and Poland, Lithuania, Latvia and Estonia. That is considered to be the anti-Russia Federation. And that is actually what the Americans are after. That what you see in those yellow lines. The moment that they can get that established, the rest of Europe they're going to drop the rest of Europe like a hot potato. Europe has been screwed in any case by the Americans. Their economies has been destroyed, the gas lines has been blown up, Germany is being deindustrialized, and the Americans treat the Europeans as a colony. And the European leadership does everything the newcons in the White House tell them to do. Ridiculous shit that you cannot understand. For me, a guy sitting here in the southern tip of Africa, I cannot understand that European leaders did what they did to their own citizens. But this is where we are. Look at this article. It is time to bring back the Polish-Lithuanian Union, a political construct created nearly 700 years ago, offers a solution for Europe today. Offers a fucking solution. Listen to what that guy is saying. That is no solution. That will be suicide. Why are the Americans so after this? Because that puts them in full control of the countries right on Russia's border. And I'm going to show you the map again. Look at that map, and there at the top above Estonia, there's Finland. And Finland is now being drawn into NATO. This was the plan the Americans had all along. They want to be on the Russian border. And there's a piece of Belarus that these guys are also eyeing of grabbing. And it's not going to be a matter of just grabbing. The Russians have shown the West what they are capable of in Ukraine. And they're fighting. Think about this. It is actually a private military company, Wagner, that is fucking the combined West forces up in the Ukraine. Think about that. The Russian soldiers is just supporting Wagner, giving them support. But it's Wagner that is destroying that Ukraine army. And that Ukraine army is not a Ukraine army alone. That's a damn NATO army, whether you like it or not. Okay. Now listen to this. According to Washington's new plan, Ukraine and Poland should unite into a Commonwealth foreign policy. The Commonwealth was one of the largest countries in Europe. What if this is a possible political solution to the problems facing Ukraine and Poland today? Both countries face a threat from Russia. Imagine that at the end of the military conflict, Poland and Ukraine form a common federation or confederation, uniting foreign and defense policies and almost instantly bringing Ukraine into the EU and NATO. The Polish-Ukrainian alliance will become the second largest state in the European Union and perhaps the largest military power, providing a more than adequate counterbalance to the Franco-German tandem. Listen to what this guy is saying. This is important. You must take note of it. Well, what can I say? What can I tell you? A plan more dangerous for Europe and the world is hard to come up with. But now their plans are clear. Under no circumstances should Russia allow this to happen. Ukraine is Russian land and it must return to Russia. Otherwise, Russia's security can be forgotten. And think about this. Biden's recent visit to Europe. Where did he go? He went to Poland. He didn't talk to any of the Western Europe leaders. He had his little tit-tat there in Poland, hiding from the fuck up in Ohio. And then he went back to America. And now, Macron's recent visit to Xi, where he was walking away, tail between the legs, at that meeting, Macron said, and he has now reiterated it, that Europe must shed their dependence on America. All I know is the neocons has got a dirty plan for Europe, and they are going to try their utmost to get this federation going. I'm going to show you that map again so that you can etch it into your mind. That is what they are after, and that will unleash World War III for sure. The Russians is not going to accept that. The Russians will be fools to accept that. But the reality is this. In a large-scale ground war, the West is not a match for Russia. For fuck's sake, they can't even supply enough ammunition. And that's the story. The reality is, this is what America was after all along. If they have that piece of land in that yellow lines under their control, they're right on the Russian border, why do they need the rest of Europe? They don't need the rest of Europe. Europe is only costing them money, actually. And with what is happening currently in the Middle East, America's days are counted in the Middle East. Once those Arabs have sorted all their shit out among one another, and it's not going to take months or years, that shit's going to be sorted out in weeks. Every American base in the Middle East will be under threat. And don't try and bluff yourself and think that the American bases in the Middle East will stand against the combined Arab attack. It will not. It is not 40 years ago when the Arabs were fighting with slingshots. Those days are over. And now the Americans posturing with a nuclear submarine off the coast of Iran. What the fuck? What do they think they're doing? Russia and China is not going to sit and check that America overwhelms the Arabs. Not a fuck. It's not going to happen. Well, on their own, the Arabs should be able to stand their ground, but the Russians and the Chinese is not going to sit idly by. And the Israelis need to get their act together. They are going to find themselves in a very precarious situation very soon. America has got major financial problems that is not going to go away or evaporate. It is going to get tougher and tougher. The rest of the world is de-dollarizing, and the ultimate effect on the Americans is going to be devastating. But I have spoken about that in some other. Think about this again and look at this map for a last time. That is what the Americans are after. The anti-Russia Federation. And these stupid Poles are eagerly lining up to go into the meatgrinder. Those three Baltic states there, Wagner on their own will take them. But the Poles are lining themselves up to be the next for the grinder. Please give me a like and subscribe and share the thing. Thank you for your support.